minute till 6 o'clock, and I'm going to wait a little while, but welcome to our live broadcast. I am here tonight in my office, and I'm looking forward to sharing some tools and techniques that we can regularly use to address stress in our bodies. So I'm going to be watching for people to hop on and to join us. Couple of things for this evening. Please feel free to add a chat comment in the comment section when you do hop on. I see there is another person that's joined us, so welcome. 6 o'clock, we are going to take a little bit of time to allow other people to join us. So, just grounding and settling and welcoming ourselves in. Thank you, Del. Again, my name is Kris Coffman, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. And I am going to talk tonight around some tools and tips and things that I utilize in sessions to help bring stress into awareness and then how to move it through our body. So, welcome. I'm excited to be here. I noticed that I myself was feeling a little bit of stress around creating tonight, and I'm looking forward to sharing. I have a whole list of wonderful things, and I have some tools. These are Soothe Your Nervous System cards. Let's see, there we go. By Gwen Raimondi, and she is also a therapist. So I'm grateful to have around me many different tools to address the stress and way to presence ourselves as we're going in. So let's wait until 6:03. It's 6:01 now. Welcome. I see people are joining. We're just giving people a little bit of time. So if you can say hi in the comment window and wave, I'd love to know who's here. I'm just going to take some time to allow people to jump on the call. This is Kris Coffman, and my pronouns are she, hers. I'm doing this live to talk about tools and techniques to address stress. So, how long? How are you doing? Please let me know where you're at, what your room looks like, your landscape. I'm here in my office. I have some artwork and a lot of books. Books are something that brings me great joy and connection and helps to settle my nervous system. So what do you have around you? Notice the place where you're at right now. That's one of the things that we can do to address when we're having that activated nervous system. To check out what's true for me here, what's alive for me here. One of the tools that I brought in were fresh cut flowers for my garden. So, there's something to help me ground and connect and to really bring forward the care that I want to share with everybody. So you may jump on, you may see this later. So I'm just going to get started, and if people hop on, that's great. And if not, then this will be on the Harbor Counseling Services webpage. Check us out. I'm going to be looking off screen a bit because I have things written down. I really wanted to make sure that I brought in some helpful tools for us today. So let's get started. Welcome. Let's take a few minutes to arrive, like I was doing just a moment ago, and slowly center this relaxing space. So wherever you're at, bring your attention to what is relaxing about the space that you're in right now. Notice the location where you find yourself. What does it look like? Listening to the sound of my voice. How does it feel to connect with that voice? Notice how the voice sounds, how you're receiving it, what it feels like to really be embraced by the voice. And in this moment, like this voice might impact you differently in a different day, but today where you're at, how is it to hear this voice? Let's take a nice deep breath in. and release it. Next one, I'm going to take a deep breath in and release it with a sound. I invite you to join me in the technique so that you get more of an embodied sense of how to do them so that you can take them from here and practice them when we're not together. So taking a nice deep breath in and releasing it. It's good to get some sound, help to move energy and move your vitality. So introducing myself, hi, I'm Kris Coffman. I'm a associate marriage, family, and therapist with Harbor Counseling Services. I am honored to offer children, adults, couples, and relational configures of any shape. As a somatic psychotherapist, I specialize in bringing the body into our mental health conversations. So today we're going to talk a little bit about reducing stress because these extraordinary times have brought up a lot, and I'm grateful to have tools and techniques that I've learned over the years that really help first noticing and in taking inventory, and then being able to move it out of your body and your psyche and your mind. Welcome. I see somebody here. Please add a comment, say hi. I would love to hear who's here. And today we're talking about reducing stress. So these holistic stress reduction practices can be used regularly to navigate the changing tides of these extraordinary times. So there's going to be a lot of embodied techniques and tools, and really using them regularly is going to help to build that facility and to be able to use them when you're needing them. Because when we're stressed and when we're activated isn't the best time to learn new tools. Hey, thank you. It's really helpful to get a mastery and sort of a sense of them first. And then when we notice we're activated, we notice stress is coming in and tensing us up, then we can be like, oh yeah, I can use this tool. So I would also like to acknowledge today the multifaceted social stressors. So everybody has their own unique response to stress, and how you are navigating that and the world is really, it depends on your location and how much privilege you have that's buffering that stress. So I just wanted to bring that social conversation in because not everybody is at the same place, but we can have compassion and connection and help to bring these tools to each other so that we can navigate this time together in our own ways. Hey, Del, great to see you. Please feel free if you have any questions or comments. I would love to see some chat in the chat box. So I will be taking questions at the end and sort of going through, seeing if anybody has anything that they want to talk about or for additional support. But yeah, please feel free to say hi and welcome. So again, acknowledging the privileges of some of our bodies and experiences and positioning that so we all have our different experiences. Remembering self-compassion during this time is huge. Gentleness, noticing that striving to be productive, to address stresses. I gotta fix the stress. I gotta do something with and I'm more stressed. I was experiencing earlier. I was stressed about the stress talk, which was slightly ironic in a lot of ways. But again, I use the tools, and I'm going to share some of those tools here with you. For the last few minutes, like I said, I will be answering questions. So please feel free to put questions or comments or celebrations in the chat box. This is a place I want to make it interactive. I know it's not a Zoom call where I can see everybody and we can really have that interactive thing, but this is more than just me. This is us. I want to be able to connect, and please put those, comments in the chat bar. So let's get started. First, let's check in with ourselves. How are we feeling in this moment right now? So I'm noticing that my throat is a little constricted. My heartbeat is beating a little bit faster. The back of my spine it's a little tense. So the back body is feeling a little bit tense. My cheeks are red, so it's a little warm in here. I have a fan going to sort of take care of that, but just noticing that embodied sense of what are we feeling in this moment. So take a moment, check in, like, hey body, how you doing? What's alive for you right now? Because getting in that present moment is going to help us to address and feel the stressors that are in our tissues. So how about you? What are you noticing? You can put some chat in the chat window. I'd love to hear, like, what are you noticing in your body? How it's doing? How are you doing in this, navigating this time? Your body has wisdom to share. These conversations with our bodies can help bring awareness to the stresses that we're carrying. I'm also a body worker, so oftentimes what will happen is the nerve systems will shut off pain or stress or contraction and take it out of our conscious mind because we're carrying so much. And so you'll lose sensation in different parts of your body because there's so much going on in it. So this allows us to really check in with ourselves and learn and get to know, like, hey, how am I? What's going on? So it's important to bring nourishment to our bodies during this time. So making sure we're getting enough nutritious food to eat, addressing our sleep schedule and sleep hygiene. Hey, welcome. Please say you're here, wave. Would love to know who's here. So addressing our sleep schedule so that we have time to really relax and nourish ourselves, and we're working from a good solid foundation. Because no matter how many techniques that you bring in, if your body isn't in a nourished space, they're just going to be like a band-aid on top. So how can we address those foundational needs to get that body into a place where then we can address the contractions in the body physical structure and the psyche? That's going to be a really big thing. So noticing that my breath was a little bit higher. So taking a moment, coming down into my diaphragm. Again, noticing our bodies. For calming, how'd you know I was hungry? Funny Dell, thanks. Good to notice, right? Like our body talks to us. It's like, oh, I need a little bit of food. I won't be so long, but well, hopefully, please do take care of yourself. Calming and restoring the nervous system. So for calming, restful, restorative tools, it's sometimes needed to actively release the tension inside. And we can do that in a number of different ways, with physical movement that feels good to you. What kind of physical movements are your favorite ways of like getting into your body and getting that expression? Like I just got new smoothie rings, which are over in my tool chest, where you're actively like moving your upper body and moving the breath. And those rings help me feel like I'm releasing that tension and contraction in my body. So I pick them up whenever I'm stressed, and then I move that energy out so that it's not contracted and continuing to really be carried in the body. What are your favorite ways? So what do you think, Del? What's some of your favorite ways that you like to move your body? Some people like to go for walks. Some people like to dance. Like there's all kinds of physical body movements, or even, just like gentle movement. Whatever it is your, hello, welcome. I see eyes. I would love to hear who's here. Please do chat in the chat box. And if you have any questions, I will be taking them at the end of our time. So gentle body movement, sometimes it's important to like express it and get it out. Restorative yoga and dance. Yes, so good. I love it. Some other things to inquire about, like have I had a chance to take a walk outside? Do you have a a neighborhood where you can go for a walk. I know that this stay in places, it's like, how can we get that movement that we need? What natural beauty is there in your space or the space that is close to you? I have been spending a lot of time out in my front yard where I have a beautiful tree. So just spending time with the tree and listening to the birds has been really restorative, and has helped me to feel more grounded. So, what about you? Where's a space close to you that you like to go and resource yourself? Resourcing is sort of getting our needs met from the things that are around us. How does it feel to enjoy the sun on your skin? Can you be outside? Do you have a place to go and get some vitamin D, which is so important to us? How can we get that sunshine, right? So these are all ways that we can reduce the stress by actively getting our resources met. These types of sensory meditations can bring our awareness out of the stress states and help us restore our nervous systems. Another type of movement is vocal exploration and expression. So singing and chanting and humming. I know I spend a lot of time just making a lot of noise in my throat to sort of get that expression out there and make sure that I am still feeling like I have that connection to voice and sound. Peter Levine of Somatic Experiencing invites us to do the Vooo sound. So this sounding exercise, if we take a nice deep breath in and release with the Vooo sound, this stimulates our vocal cords and our polyvagal nerves, which connects to all our major organs of our bodies. And it's really important in resourcing the nervous system. So I invite you, if you have some space, and if you don't, and you just want to make sounds with the people in your space. So take a nice deep breath in and do the Vooo. Nice. Yeah, that's sort of expressing those vocal cords and those sounding and getting movement in our bodies. So some other energy practices that can be helpful during this time include, but are not limited to, there's so many out there. I just picked a few that sort of resonated. So Tai Chi, Qigong, energy moving our body in slow and gentle ways. Earthing, that's walking barefoot on the grass or some other safe place for your body to connect. I know I really love to take my shoes off and go into the backyard and just walk on the grass. It feels so good just to remember in this moment, I'm connected and grounded to the earth. So welcome everyone. I see people joining. Come and say hi in the chat bar. I'd love to know who's here. And if you have any questions, I will be taking questions at the end of the presentation. So I'm just going through some techniques and some important things of how to soothe the nervous system and release some stress during this time. So again, other physical movement, like you said, Del, gentle yoga, other forms of stretching, make feel good in a space and really get connected with the body in gentle ways. We don't have to do it in very intense ways. Actually, intensity is something that can be that word, not good, is the underneath term of it. But sometimes just gentleness. Gentleness is great, especially if we're already feeling agitated and activated. So how can you be gentle with your body? Let's see. Activation, addressing the activation, self-massage is a great way. I know I was doing a little bit of scalp massage prior to joining on. What's your favorite type of self-massage? Like, do you give yourself a bit of a massage when you're noticing those contracted and stressed out places in your body? Also, if you have people that you're living with and you have others who you're resting in place with, what about exchanging massages? It doesn't have to be a full-on massage. session, but just some touch in the space where you're at with the people that you're sharing space with, like some neck massages and some shoulder massages. Like, this is a resource that we can utilize with the people that are living with us. And part of my studies as a bodywork practitioner was infant massage. So we can give children massages and we can give infants massages. So is that something that you could find time for and create some scheduling around to be able to get those touch needs met, to reduce the stress? Because it's been shown that massage is an excellent intervention, excuse me, for stressful times. So sharing touch during these challenging times can help bring connection and relief. Another way that we can do and express ourselves is through laughter yoga. And this has been known to boost serotonin and really get the body engaged, even if we're not feeling in a happy, blissful mood. So have you ever tried laughter yoga? Write yes or comment or share a little bit about your experience. I know I've had a couple of times that I've tried it. And here's the question. Can you stop yourself from laughing if you do this practice? Because the body knows how to release and what to do. So the question is, if you do the practice to release the tension and to get stress relief, do you need to be in a certain state of mind or emotion, or can you bring on that state itself? So let's take a moment to practice. I'm going to have a bit of water because I'm noticing my little dehydration. And let's take a moment to practice a little laughter yoga. And it goes something like this. So there are some sounds that you're creating. Ha, 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 ho, 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 ha, 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 ha. So notice how the body feels into the laughter and sort of rolls with it. And during laughter yoga classes, it's interesting to see the waves of people who are like, oh, I'm not going to laugh. And then their body just takes over. So again, like, ha, 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 ha. Right? Laughing and utilizing that humor. I mean, even just laughing at yourself laughing, it's awesome. So this is one of the ways that we can reduce stress. And I want to say hello. I see people. Come on in, say hi, make comments. I'm going to be taking questions at the end. So please feel free to come on and share what your engagement is so far, what you've noticed. Thank you, Del. Yeah, it's hard to do to really get that laughter going, but I've noticed when we do get that laughter going, the body takes over and just starts laughing naturally. So again, laughter yoga is something that we can do to break it up and really feel what's going on. Another tool that we can use to reduce stress in the body is called progressive muscle relaxation. When you are in a safe place, you can use this tool to bring more awareness and ease into your body. For this tool, we bring conscious attention to our body first by constricting the muscles. So like, let's say in my hand, I'm going to do conscious relaxation. I'm going to progressively squeeze and then let it relax, right? And that brings more attention to, like I was talking about earlier, the anatomy and the muscles and how much tension we're doing. So we can do this throughout our whole body and then relax, right? And relax. And I notice I have a little bit more space in my body when I bring awareness to the muscles. I contract them. I hold the contraction for a few seconds, and then I let it go. I let it relax. And this allows our body to relax more mindfully. So mindful breathing. I'm not going to go into specifics because there's so much breathing technique and different types out there. But mindful breathing really can help bring awareness to Do we have tension in our diaphragm? Do we have tension in our chest? How easy is it? Hi, Iris. Welcome. Thanks for saying hello. How easy is it to bring that awareness into our breath and to let it go? By bringing consciousness to our breath, we're bringing it to a different part of our brain. And so we can utilize that and help reduce the stress by bringing more awareness to our minds. So one of my favorite apps is called Cardia. That has sound and a visual where you're mindfully breathing with the sound in and out with the app, and it allows us to bring that unconscious process of the breath into more consciousness. So, hey, Miranda, welcome. Please know that we'll be taking questions at the end. So type in any questions you have or any thoughts you would like to share around these different techniques, what's worked for you, and I would love to hear from you. We're talking right now about breath. So there's a lot of talk about mindful breath and a longer exhale. So that is one way that we can bring and stimulate that vagal nervous system that I was talking before. And through that, we can bring in more relaxation and help to address the stress. Let's see, in and out techniques, longer exhale, good. Another technique that I have utilized in my life is journaling. And you don't have to have a prompt if you don't need one, just getting out that, getting out onto paper. Whatever's inside, whatever you feel, just writing it down and getting from inside out. What was the name again of the app? I will go through that, but please let me know if what was the name again. Journaling, a great way to express ourselves, help reduce stress, unedited, free flow writing. And so just naming what's alive for you. What are you feeling? What are you frustrated with? Like, these are parts of our lives. So getting that out and getting that onto paper can be really helpful, I found. Feel free to let me know if you have utilized journaling. Like, I think I have 15 years of journals somewhere in the storage. Yeah, it's a serious practice that can feel really good. And I've noticed that if I don't journal, I notice it in my day-to-day life. So again, journaling, mindful breath. One of my favorite stress relievers is water. And so, do you like to look at beautiful beach pictures? Do you live near water? Do you live near the river? How do you utilize water? Still lakes. Those feel very calming to me. And also, you can take a shower or use a bathtub to consciously use water to help remove the stress from your body. So that might look like having a shower and visualizing the water rushing over your body and the stress melting away with it, right? There's a lot of mindfulness activities and using water that we can apply to help address the challenges that are in our life by bringing consciousness to them. If you're interested in more of the water meditations, I have one on my YouTube, which I will put a link on after I finish this live, that helps to bring awareness to embodiment and utilizing showers consciously. So making sure to keep hydrated and drink enough nourishing water is another way that we can have a relationship with water. Water helps because it's an emotional space. Like, there's the flow of it, and to be able to bring that flow into our lives, making sure we're hydrated and we have our own ability to cleanse and release. That's another way that water can help reduce stress. So stressors of communication. I know that we all have various relationships, and communication tools can be really helpful during this time. What is your favorite tool? How do you notice that communication is activated and sort of stress gets interwoven into those communications? That will be a topic for another time, probably, because it's a huge topic, especially within relationships and families, and how we're navigating these times. But just being aware, we do have so many different tools and so many different facets of our existence that we can bring this awareness to. So those were a few things. Again, I want to invite you to just check in with yourself and bring a little bit of presence to this moment. I will reintroduce myself. I'm Kris Coffman. I'm an associate marriage family therapist with Harbor Counseling Services. And I am going to be offering some Facebook Lives. I hope there were some tools in here that were helpful. If you joined us later on, wait till I post it and you can go check out the beginning because it's jam-packed with tools. I didn't know if I was going to be able to go the whole time, but I did, which it shouldn't be shocking to me, but it is. And again, here's a time for questions. So if anybody, Dell, do you have any questions? Iris, Miranda, welcome. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to bring in and talk about what they noticed or how difficult the techniques were? Dell, you mentioned the laughter yoga and the restorative yoga and dance, which is awesome. I'm glad that you're in that embodied vitality, moving your body as it wants to move. And Iris, what was the name again of the breathing app? Perhaps was the question. That was Cardia. Cardia, it was the breathing app. Great, I got it. I just scrolled down. Jim, trying to get back into journaling for sure. Awesome. It is definitely has been a resource in my life. I'm really grateful for everybody's comments. I'm just scrolling down because I was busy talking. And for those of you who would like more individualized support, I'm now available for online counseling sessions. If you're interested in working with me, please send an email to info@westsactherapy.com. I will put that information down in the comments after I post this. I am going to be offering weekly, or at least, some more of these things to engage community and offer tools and techniques. I bring these things into my sessions, and so it's great to be able to share them now. So next Monday, I will be offering same time, same place, another live on the pressure to be productive, because I've just given you a ton of tools and it's like, oh, but I have to do all those things. And then we create more pressure and more stress that we have to be more productive. So if you have any questions, now is the time. I have a few minutes. It's been wonderful. I'm really grateful for the people who chose to be here with us and those who will see us in the future. Like I said, Cardia was the breathing app. And if there's no other questions, thank you, Alicia. Good to see you. No other questions. I'm going to log out for today, but I will definitely look forward to being here and sharing more in the future. And feel free, I have a number of different social media accounts. Find me if you feel connected and you feel a resonance. I would love to share some time with you. So until then, have a beautiful night, and I wish you all well. Take good care. Bye.